With unfortunately, and again, I know, please don't cry tears of sadness or joy. This is our last video for basically kind of training a little bit the basics of Mathematica that we're going to utilize in this class. But today is a very, very important one of the most important ones, which is learning how to plot with error bars in Mathematica. So there used to be a function called basically error bars. So you'd have to import this package into Mathematica. But again, as you can see, as of version 12, error bar has been superseded by around. So this is a little bit of a clunky function. So I'm really glad actually that they've replaced it. Really, really nice. So we're going to kind of see how we're going to use around. Basically, you can see here, around is just you have a value, and then you have basically error bars, plus or minus, asymmetric or symmetric uncertainties. And we're going to see how we can basically create that error in x and y in just a second. So let's say I have some x vals. So I'm going to choose random integer, and they're going to be from -10 to 10, and I'm going to have 10 of those data points. So those are going to be my x values. My y values are also going to be random. So there's going to be my y values. And I'm also going to have some error as well. So I'm going to play around with my error. So x error, I'm going to make it, instead of now random integer from 0 to 2, and actually instead of random integer, random real. So a real value, not necessarily an integer, or not a real value. Integers are real values as well. I'm going to have my y error, and there we go. So what I now want to do is basically create a table, because again, the around function, I shouldn't have deleted it. Let's look at around. So I need a value, and then I'm going to need to put basically my x errors and my y errors right here. So you kind of see it shows you some basically a way to create x plots or x errors, y errors in here. So let's go ahead and do that. So I need to basically connect or associate, create a function. So I need my x values, my plot x values. I want to do a table function because I want to do around. I want to have all my x values. So around my x value of 1. So I'm going to extract that I. So I'm going to iterate from I. So that's my x value, because around needs a couple things. So around, I need to figure out around some value, and then that delta is the uncertainty, or error. I like that they use the uncertainty term. They must have taken E and GR110 with me. Anyways, my x error, I. Here we go. And I'm going to go from I from 1 to length of x val, or x error, doesn't matter because they're the same. So there's my plot x values, or plot x values. I'm going to do Control C. I'm going to do plot my y values, and all I'm going to do is just change. That's the nice thing about having variables named like this, but it can also lead to some mistakes potentially. And now I'm just going to transpose my plot x values, my plot y values. Excuse me. And now if I just do a list plot, I can see my errors. That's it. So you can see I have my symmetric errors. That's what I'm working with. I could do, again, frame true. I can do plot style, corrective, blue, point size, 0.05. Oops, let me close this guy. So again, you can increase or you can decrease the size of that point if you want to kind of visualize or kind of change your errors. So that's a nice function to have in your back pocket in Mathematica. 0.08. So we could do also, I think we could do basically, and that's it. So we could kind of play around with changing essentially the thickness of these error bars, but that's a video and a discussion for another day. But you always want to kind of change that plot marker and change that size so that you can kind of see what's going on here. So you don't want those too thick. This is really a perfect graph. You can see your data point, but you don't. It's not. The key focus is that error bar. So yeah, we could get into next time into showing error bars. You could also do it on if you're doing a bar chart. I can kind of show you that and share some scripts as well. But that's all I've got for today. So you're ready now to kind of plot and do error bar plots in Mathematica. So make sure, again, any graph in this course needs to have error bars. That's the kind of takeaway. X and Y, always, or explain why there isn't. All right, thanks. And then next time, we are done with our Mathematica modules, and we're going to get into analyzing data for our lab reports. Thanks. See you all next time. Bye.